Hey everybody, Darren Cross here. Welcome to the general video for Business 400 Driving Business Opportunity. The purpose of this video is to kind of just tell you how things are going to be, how your life is going to be, how I'm going to be over the course of the next 8 weeks. Okay, so again, my name is Darren Cross. A little bit about myself. I've actually been doing this stuff for over 20 years now. I've been a coach, a business coach, and a business consultant for 22, 23 years now. I actually was a full-time professor and director of an MBA program at a university in the Midwest. I'm now focusing solely on just coaching businesses and then teaching at places where I feel like I can be impactful for students. So this stuff, the stuff that we're going to learn and go through in this class is actually like second nature to me. This is stuff that I'm passionate about. I actually created the capstone course for the MBA program as well as the undergrad program that was very, very close to things like this. This is a little bit different, but it's very, very close to the things we're going to be talking about in this class. So this stuff is important to me, and I think that the way that I can guide you through this is going to be helpful for you. So I want to let you know, as you look at every video that I'm going to post, which is going to happen at the beginning of every course. You're going to see a lot of videos of me, and I think you might get tired of seeing me after a little bit. But the thing is, I just want to tell you what I'm thinking about the different things as we go along. So here's what you're going to see. At the beginning of every module, you're going to see a video that says, "Welcome to the module. This is what it's about." The other thing that's important about that video is that I'm actually going to go through the assignments. So we're going to look at the assignments, and I'm going to scroll. I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to look at everything that's going to be happening in that module so that you can have every chance to succeed. I want to let you know now, it's my goal that everybody here gets an A+ in this course, okay? I am not trying to fool anybody. I'm not trying to trick anybody. I'm not trying to excessively penalize anybody. The thing is, I want you to get every point that you possibly can, and I want everybody to get an A in this course. And I think that everyone can. But what I need you to do is I need you to pay attention to what I'm saying each week. And I want you to ignore the fact that I come at you passionately, okay? So I'm coming at you passionately, and we lack the benefit of being in the classroom together, but I have kind of a quirky, sarcastic style when I'm in the classroom, right? My idea is that I feel like that kind of livens it up and makes it funny and that kind of thing. So sometimes I'm like, I'm asking for this and nobody is doing it. Look me in my eye. This is what I'm asking for, right? But it's not me being angry, or it's not me being facetious or anything like that. It's just me being passionate and demonstrative about what's really what we're going on, or what we're going through in this course. So here's how you get an A in the course. Every week, I'm going to go over those assignments, and I'm going to actually tell you my interpretation of the prompts for each assignment. And I want you to listen to what I'm saying when I'm saying that. Now, today in this video, I'm going to give you my general thoughts about what you need to be doing with the course. But then as we go through each module, I'm going to give you some specific things about how to be successful with those assignments. The other thing is, I kind of think that there's some extra things needed, some extra resources that you need in order to kind of understand the material that we're going to be going through module by module. So I'm also going to be posting in many of the modules extra videos that kind of go over some extra topics, or that clarify the topics that we're going to be talking about. Those are not optional. I mean, they're optional. You can choose not to do it, but I think that I'm going to be expecting that you have watched those videos as we go through things, right? So I really want you to look at those videos. They're going to give you clarity on things like strategy, how to formulate strategy, market opportunity, how to target your market, the value propositions, things like that. So I really want you to watch all of those videos and think about what's being said in those videos, okay? Because the reason why I'm putting them out is not just to give you stuff, it's to help you kind of process the stuff that we're going to be going through, okay? So a couple of things that I want you to know here. Let me get on the right page here. I am pretty relaxed about some stuff, okay? This is my third, I think my third or fourth session teaching at SNU, and they're dramatically different from other places that I've taught. Um, and an overwhelming majority of that is good stuff. And the reason why is because they want to have strict guidelines, they want to have standards, they want to make sure that everybody is getting a good, solid education. Um, there are some restrictions that I have here that I've not had in other places, but we're going to relax a little bit. So when it comes to the deadlines, I got practically all of my education as an adult learner. And we have, traditionally in college, we're trying to shape undergrad students, young people. We're trying to shape them so that we can teach them lessons about life. And one of those lessons is sometimes you got to get things in on time. Now, we do have to get things in on time in this course, but I do not want you to stress out. Okay, I don't want you to be, your baby is sick and you know that you have homework and it's Sunday night and things are kind of crazy and you just don't have it in you. If I were personally coach you, I would say you got to find that grit. But the thing is, I'm also realistic. And so I'm relaxed on due dates when it comes to regular assignments. Now, think about the language I just used. I'm relaxed. It doesn't mean we don't have due dates. It means that I'm not sitting here thinking, I'm not looking at the clock thinking, did they get it in exactly, at 11:59 or before 11:59? In fact, in my mind, I'm not even looking at that Monday, right? So everything's due by Sunday night. I'm not even really looking at that Monday. If you feel like you need till Monday to turn something in, just take it. I'm not going to penalize you. I understand that things happen. Sometimes technology happens. Sometimes kids and family happen. Sometimes life just happens. If you are going to be late beyond that Monday, let me know and we'll have a conversation about what the circumstances are and what's going on. But I just want to let you know that I'm not sitting here trying to take points away from you. Okay? Now, the other thing is to consider when it comes to discussion boards, absolutely dead on. You have to have your post by that Thursday night, and you have to have everything in within that week. Okay. The reason why is because the purpose of the discussion board is to simulate the interaction that you would have in a classroom. And so it doesn't do any good for you to go back and have a conversation with someone who's not even there anymore, right? So I want you to focus on making sure that you get those discussions completed within that week. Okay. So what I'm trying to do is just take the stress off of you a little bit. There's no sense in stressing out about stuff. Don't worry about the seconds and the minutes as you're approaching that deadline. Live your life. Make sure that you're happy. Minimize stress, and life is going to be okay. Now, one of the things that's going to make it easier for you to have a good life is to begin working on your assignments early. Okay. Now, another thing that I want to let you know is the way this course is built is it puts some pressure on me. So there are some nuances with this course that's a little bit weird, and they are that sometimes the next module depends upon the first module in order to move forward. To the extent possible, I'm going to try to soften that necessity by providing you clarity about what you're after. The biggest sticking point that we're going to have is really in that first assignment that we have, because you are going to come up with an assignment that's going to carry on, and that's usually where I see hiccups. Other than that, you don't. Well, then there's an assignment with the business model canvas that you're waiting on my comments in order to do the next assignment. So, but the thing is, for the most part, I want you to go ahead and go forward. Now, I'm going to try to do those assignments in the beginning of the week so that you can have them by the end of the week. But here's the thing that makes it weird. SNU doesn't require me to have those things graded for 7 days. So that means by the time I'm required to have them graded, you actually are turning in your next assignment. Okay, so I'm going to do everything I can, but I want you to understand that life happens for me too, and sometimes I might not get to things until later in the week. It's my goal to get those assignments, not the discussion boards, but the previous, the assignments that are going to feed to other assignments. It's my goal to get those in the beginning of the week, and by and large, I think that I'll be able to do that. But I just want to let you know, life happens for me too. Okay, so just be aware of that. You don't need to, if you feel like you're just hung up on something, by all means reach out, but you don't need to say, I didn't get that, it's crucial, because honestly, it's not as crucial as you think. We want to make sure that you get the right kind of product in the beginning. We'll talk about that in the Mod 1 video. And then when we talk about the business model canvas, you want to make sure that you're kind of making sense there before you move on. Here's what's going to make that easier for you. Just listen to what I'm saying. I'm giving you the answers to the test on each video. When I'm saying, here's the prompt, here's this part of the prompt, they're saying this is what I'm looking for. It's my interpretation of what that prompt means. And if you get a piece of paper and you say, okay, he's looking for this, then that's going to be extremely helpful for you, okay? What I'm really after as we go through those assignments, here's some pointers that are really going to be helpful for you. With every assignment, I want you to use the headings from the prompts. I want you to take them from the prompt and put them on the paper. Now, here's the thing. In every assignment, in just a few assignments, they have an APA template. It's not really completely APA compliant, but it's good enough for what we're trying to do. You have one, I believe, beginning in Mod 2. Okay, that's the first time you have a really written assignment. Going forward, I want you to take that template and just modify it for each written assignment that you have, okay? So in Mod 1, we have a blog and a discussion. It's not a written assignment. It's basically 2 discussions that you're having. In Mod 2, you have things that you're actually uploading. Anytime you're uploading something, I want you to use that template and just change it for the assignment that we have, okay? So you'll see that there's headings on the blog, or headings on the template. Those headings are actually the headings that you're going to bring straight over from the prompt. And then there's going to be sub things under each prompt that I want you to address. Okay? That's how you're going to be successful. Take those headings and immediately put them onto that template. And then when you go under and you're looking at those headings, or the prompts that relate to those headings, directly answer the question. And I also want to caution you, if there's ever just a binary question, a yes or no question, it's not a yes or no question. If it says, is this profitable? It's not good enough for you to just say, yes, it's profitable. Anytime there's a question like that, that's just faulty design in that assignment. What I want you to do is I want you to actually explain why, okay? So use direct language. If the question says, how does this add value? Use direct language to let me know that you're actually trying to address that. This adds value by, right? Use that language. It keeps you focused and it keeps me focused, okay? I want you to focus on those headings and using direct language, verbiage, to actually address those parts of the prompt. Do not pay attention to the page requirements, because you're going to end up, just fluffing your paper up and trying to add stuff in there that doesn't need to be there. My philosophy is keep it simple. Less is actually more. That doesn't mean that you're giving me, put one word on the paper and that's the most. I want you to simply address the things that are on the blog, or on the, I keep saying blog, that are on the template and that prompt, okay? If you address those thoroughly, you'll see that you fall within the guidelines that are generally required by the prompt, okay? So I want you to make sure that you use those headings. I'm telling you, if you don't use those headings, here's what ends up happening. I'm looking for the thing, and I'm going through your paper, and I can see some language that looks like you're trying to address that, but if it's ambiguous, then I don't know. And I'm saying, and then when I give you a bad grade and you want to have a conversation with me, it's like, no, I answered the question right here. I didn't know that that's the question that you were trying to answer, because it really wasn't a solid direct answer anyway. But if you use the headings, then I can kind of guess what you're thinking, and it gives you the benefit of the doubt. And here's what's crazy. In every session of this course that I've taught, I've said it in every video, use the headings, and some people still just do not put the headings. So if you're watching this, make sure you put the headings, take the headings that are in the prompt and put them on your paper. And then if there's subheadings, you can address that by using that language, right? So just say the language. Is this profitable? Yes, this is profitable because, right? Talk about the strengths. The strengths include, right? You want to just use the language that lets me know this is the thing that you're trying to address, okay? Another thing to note is stay with that format. Sometimes people, they want to, like, you want to, like, address the assignments by saying, number one, this is what it is. So the headings, don't number the headings. Just put the headings in the template just like the template looks and cover the things underneath it. And here's how you want to do it. You want to indent every paragraph, and your paragraph should be 3 to 5 sentences. If you feel like you need more than 5 sentences on a paragraph, you should be questioning yourself. Try to nail the point in 3 to 5 sentences. If you need another paragraph, that's fine. Your paragraph should be broken up into groups of 3 to 5 sentences. Now, don't add a bunch of extra spaces, right? So some people believe, okay, the first prompt, there's a heading, and then I'm done with that. So let me add a bunch of spaces so that the next part is clearly separate. I don't need to see that it's clearly separate. That's what the heading does. So you should have the same spacing throughout. It should be double spaced all the way throughout. Not a little bit extra. Some people do like 2.5 spaces in between paragraphs. No, keep the spacing exactly the same on the template, and then just put the information in there with the paragraphs indented. Paragraphs should be 3 to 5 sentences. Stay focused on only what we are talking about for that. You don't need to keep trying to make the point of that paragraph, right? Just use direct language to answer the question, and don't get off into the weeds. Here's an example of that. So if you're talking about umbrellas, right? People will say, what I want it to look like is this. Umbrellas are a tool that keep rain from hitting our head. The way it works is that you push it up, and now it shields you from the rain. We're going to talk about the different types of umbrellas that you might see, right? So that's how you set up like an intro paragraph, right? Here's what I get from people. Umbrellas are great. We don't need editorial. We don't need your opinion about what umbrellas are. Umbrellas are great. They can keep the rain off of your head. Rain can cause problems if you just got your hair done, or if you have maybe some sores on your head. It could really cause some problems. In some countries, people hate rain on their head. We don't care about any of that. Stay focused on only what we're talking about. And it's going to get super challenging for you to do that, because one of the things you're going to be doing is trying to sell your product, and you're going to be selling it in all of these sentences. This really has this feature and this feature, and it's great. And one of the things that they're after, no, stay focused on what we're asking. This is very, very challenging, but it's something that I want you to do. Okay? It's very challenging, but you'll see that if you just stay focused and you get right to the point and you directly answer the questions, you'll see that life is good. Okay, so as long as you do that, if you follow those instructions, I think that you're going to be successful in this course. So here's just a recap. This is what you need to do. Make sure that you watch the videos for each module. You're going to have at least one video where I introduce you to the module, and in the module introduction, I'm actually going to go over the assignments that we're going to have heading by heading. Each element of the prompt I'm going to talk about and tell you what I expect. So you shouldn't be guessing on what I'm really looking for there. And I'm going to give you examples. I'm going to say things like, here you should say something like blah, 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 right? So I'm going to give you the answers to the test by doing that. It's going to help you to stay focused on what we're after, okay? In addition to that, you're going to have ancillary extra videos that actually help shore up the material that we're talking about, and those videos are going to be helpful for you to process the information that we're talking about. When you're going through the assignments, make sure that you use those headings on every single assignment and use an APA template for every single assignment. You have one beginning in Module 2. Just adapt that for each written assignment that you have, and use that in order to keep you on track. Even with the ones that are scripts, the ones that we use, you'll have an option of making a video or an audio script. or you can do a written script. Don't pretend like this is a script of what you're saying. Actually use an AP, just do the paper, write a paper about it, right? And I will talk about that when we get to those assignments. So make sure you put the headings on every single assignment, and make sure you use direct language to actually address those headings, and make sure that your paragraphs are 3 to 5 sentences. You stay very focused on only what we require for that part of the prompt, and life is going to be good for you. Okay. One final note. I have had issues with the Snoot email. I was trying to get it to be able to notify me all the time. My schedule is extremely busy, and honestly, there have been times when I'm like, oh crap, I have not checked my email for a couple of days. I'm in the rhythm now. I think I'm in a better rhythm now. But the other thing is, I want to let you know this, and I mean this. My cell phone number is right on my instructor page, and you can text me. Text me, let me know who you are, what class you're in, and then you can ask me the question. That's the easiest, quickest way for you to get your question answered. And it doesn't matter when you're doing stuff. If it's 10 o'clock at night, don't think, I don't want to bother him. If it's weekend, no, my time is your time. Don't think, I don't want to bother him. It doesn't mean that I'll be able to answer you right away, but at least I know that something's going. And if I'm doing something and you have a quick question, then I'll say, this is the answer. If it requires a deeper conversation, then I'll say, hey, I'll be home in 30 minutes. Can we jump on a Zoom or jump on a call, and I can help walk you through that. That's the quickest, easiest way. If you go through email, then you're relying on me to get to your email, and I'm telling you how I do email. I check it once a day, and it's usually in the morning, and that's when I address it. So if it's 10 o'clock in the morning and I've already checked the email and you need an answer, the earliest you're going to get something from me is like 8 o'clock the next morning. Okay, so I think the quickest way for you to do things is to actually just text me, and my information is right on my instructor page. You're not bothering me. If it's 1 o'clock in the morning and you text me, that's fine. If I'm sleeping, you didn't bother me. If I'm awake, then we can set something up, and the next morning we can have a conversation. Okay, so don't worry about that stuff. I think that basically tells you how to get everything going. If you have any questions, though, feel free to let me know. Good luck, everyone.